of chatting with one of our amazing team members, Kim Umphrey. She's an RMT and wellness coach with Spirit of Physiotherapy. So Kim is going to share a bit today about the importance of magnesium. So welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
So magnesium. Most people don't really know much about it, or they know there's some sort of a connection with vitamin D, but it's just kind of some sort of health blah, blah, blah in the background. I'm a self-confessed anatomy geek. I am fascinated with the human body. So for me, I geek out when I talk about this stuff. So bear with me. So magnesium actually does a number of vital roles in the body. One of the key things is that it's actually one of your 4 electrolytes. Electrolytes are important because they help to control or allow the different processes in the body, from your neurons firing to your muscles working and so on. So for instance, if you don't, magnesium and calcium are the ones that mostly affect the muscles. Your muscles use calcium to contract and magnesium to relax. So if you don't have enough calcium in your body, then your muscles are weak and they don't want to contract. Where if you have calcium, but you don't have enough magnesium, they'll contract all right, and then they stay there and they don't want to let go.
Okay.
And that's where you can feel a lot of tension, most likely in your neck and shoulders or other parts of the body. That's where you can, it can exacerbate restless leg syndrome, and you can have all these uncomfortable issues. Now, magnesium does a number of other functions as well. It helps with your digestive system. It helps with your body actually uses it to process cortisol, which is your major stress hormone. So it can actually have a massive impact on your entire body.
Okay.
So how do you get it? How do you get more magnesium into your system? Epsom salt baths are the quickest way to do it. 20-minute soak in any kind of body of water. Well, obviously not a lake, because you'd have to put an awful lot of magnesium in there.
Okay, lakes are out.
Put a soak in your tub, or if you don't want to do a full bath, you can even get one of those big painter's buckets, or those big orange buckets from Home Depot. Those are perfect for a leg soak, a foot and leg soak. And soak for about 20 minutes. The temperature of the water doesn't really matter all that much. So if it's middle of summer, you don't want to use scalding hot water. Well, you don't ever want to use scalding hot, but no burns. But it is nicer in the winter if you're cold to have a warmer soak. Just go by what feels good. And the magnesium in Epsom salts are magnesium salts. So the magnesium will actually absorb through the skin and into your body. There's also a number of foods that have magnesium in them. All of your dark green leafy vegetables, all of those have magnesium. Your nuts and seeds have magnesium. And this is my favorite, personally, cocoa powder.
I'm in.
Just be careful with how much sugar you add to it, but yeah, cocoa powder.
Nice. Okay. And so are there different, Kim, so I know, for example, I take a magnesium. There's one that I take, it's a powder at bedtime.
Yep.
Are there different types of magnesium for people who may not realize that there are different kinds, or is magnesium?
To a certain level, magnesium is magnesium, but there are different types that work a little bit better for different functions.
Okay.
So magnesium citrate is, from what I recall, one of the more common types of magnesium to find. It's going to help you relax at nighttime a little bit better.
Okay.
Where there's of course, now you put me on the spot. I can't remember all the names of them, what they do.
It's one of those. right?
Here, let me look up quickly. Yeah.
Just talk amongst yourselves, entertain yourselves for a moment. Well, it's interesting too, right? Is trying to figure out, in the world of supplements and wanting fast things quickly and trying to think about, oh, well, in terms of food and the cost of things, a lot of people are thinking, well, supplement versus natural. I mean, I know ideally the natural source, we want to try and get things as natural and as clean as possible, as unprocessed. In terms of a supplement versus, if we've got these other alternatives, is there a vast difference between the two? Or is it relatively negligible?
You raised a good point. You always want your source to be as clean as possible. If it's highly processed, like a supplement will be highly processed.
Okay.
So it is your best way to absorb it is through your food, or if you need an immediate boost, as an Epsom salt.
Awesome.
Which absorbs through your skin, because that's the fastest way to get into your system. But people will ask me, okay, what's the best type of blank? And my answer to that, it's the type of blank that you're actually going to use or take.
Good point.
In this modern day lifestyle, half the time we don't reach for the fresh fruits and vegetables, and we know we should. And we always feel guilty when we don't. And you know what? Yeah, that is the best way of getting it. It's not always the way that's going to happen.
Right.
So if you're feeling depleted, if you know that you could use a boost, and you know what? A supplement, it's there and you're going to take it, start off with that. When you do get some of that energy back, when you're starting to sleep a little better at night, then start looking at some alternatives that are a little bit better. But honestly, just get it into you.
Gotcha.
That's
good to know.
Yeah.
Right. Because again, things are expensive. And I think, it's again, when we talk about eating organic versus not, it's not we don't all have the same reality and budgets and so on and so forth. And some of us are feeling food insecurity. So it's, how can we still keep ourselves healthy? I guess what you said leads me into, what are some symptoms of if I'm lacking magnesium? How would I know that?
It's pretty subtle. Muscle twitching, restless legs, those are kind of the more common ones. Fatigue is another one, but so many things cause fatigue. Our lifestyles are full of fatigue. So how do we know? Okay, it could be this, could be lack of B vitamins, it could be who knows what. I would say in general, though, most people in North America are at least mildly deficient.
Gotcha.
Because of two reasons. One, modern farming methods are slowly depleting the soil, so it's not getting into those green leafy greens as well as it should be.
Okay.
Two, because we use magnesium to process cortisol, especially the last couple of years, we've been ripping right through it as fast as it gets into us.
Gotcha.
So pretty much everybody could use some sort of supplemental intake. Now, if you're worried about taking too much, basically the first thing you're going to notice is that you're pooping a lot.
Okay. Everybody's got to do it, but yes, fair enough. Right? If it's more than usual.
Yeah. So basically, if you find that you're going to the bathroom a lot, and we're talking more than just a couple times a day, then, or if it's like urgent about 20 minutes after you take a supplement, let's say, then maybe cut back on it a little bit.
Gotcha.
But it's your body is going to tell you, so listen to what your body says.
So if we're looking for a supplement version, do you have recommendations in terms of, there's so many supplements out there? I know there are companies that I try. To me, I look at the research. Again, I'm a research geek and I love to look at that, but I look at things like there are certain companies that are Canadian that are actually Calgary based that I will purchase from, one, to support local, two, because I know that the products are high quality and that I'm getting good value. So how does one suss all of that out?
Do your research on the company, basically. There are some name brands that are known for giving a decent product, decent quality, even if it is mass produced.
Okay.
Just do your research. I can't recommend any particular company.
Right.
So but yeah, don't just go for the highest priced item or the lowest priced.
Okay.
You're going to have issues with both.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if there's a particular brand that you're interested in, do your research.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And so, I was thinking something too when you were talking about Epsom salts. If I think about our muscle check soak, actually, right?
Yes.
So you were talking that the hamster was kind of on the wheel thinking about that and thinking, oh yeah, that's perfect. Cause I know, if same thing as you mentioned, like if I don't really want to take a bath, it's not a big clawfoot bath. So I don't necessarily,
and who has time to scrub it out afterwards, right? I don't have the maid,
Exactly. I can't just make it go away. But to be able to, if I've been on my feet all day, I find that especially like when, if I've been on my feet for a long time, just soaking my feet in our muscle check soak is fabulous. Or if I'm not feeling 100%, but knowing that the Epsom salt is in there in our product too, as well as our other ingredients, it's kind of like you're getting a double whammy, if you will, of goodness. A good double.
and especially for a foot and leg soak, because the menthol in the muscle check feels really good on tired, achy feet.
Yeah.
So and Epsom salts are a salt, so they will help that fluid movement. So if you tend to if your feet are a little swollen at the end of the day, then that will actually help that to move along a little bit better than otherwise.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. That was, we're going to have some more installments, everybody, of different topics with Kim. But thank you so much for this little video about magnesium. And if you've got any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to Kim. I will make sure to put her contact info in the post with this video. And I know Kim is always more than willing to chat and share her information. And she's got a heart of service, so wanting to help people. Right? So thank you.
I'm always more than happy to geek out with you.
From one geek to another, that's perfect. So thank you so much, Kim. And until the next time, until we get to do this again.
Absolutely. Take care.